Hey everybody, it's Marty Boardman here with Fix and Flip Hub, and in this video today I want to explain to you how pro fix and flip investors are not just surviving, they're actually thriving during this COVID-19 epidemic. And I'm going to give you a case study of this, and I'm going to show you a few news headlines right now to kind of help you understand what's happening in the housing market right now today. It's May 14th, 2020. All right, so take a look at this headline from the Wall Street Journal. This is from May 5th, so just a little over a week ago. And in this story, they're talking about why home prices are actually rising during the pandemic. While buyer demand has softened, the supply in the market is contracting. Now check out this next story. This is from CNBC, talking about or explaining how as states reopen, which is happening right now, home buyers are getting out into the market, but sellers are staying home. They're keeping their houses off the market. And then finally, this is a story from just yesterday from HousingWire.com, talking about how mortgage applications for home purchases are on the increase. And mortgage applications, that's a key metric to really keep track of if you're a pro fix and flip investor, because you want to make sure that there are people actually out there applying for mortgages, because that means people intend to buy a house. Okay, so what does this news tell us? Well, certainly there's a lot of doom and gloom out there, and the mainstream media is telling us how bad this is and how the economy is wrecked and unemployment numbers are way up, and that's all true to some extent. However, it is having very little effect on the housing market, and the reason why is because there's still so much pent-up demand for housing, and a lot of this stems from what happened back in 2008 when the housing market was the reason for the economic collapse, but that's not the case at all right now. The bottom line is there's way more demand for homes than there is supply. And while that makes our job tough as fix and flip investors to find good deals, it's wonderful when we get around to selling our completed properties. And I just want to show you a property that I actually finished fixing and flipping and just put on the market here a couple of weeks ago. This is a house. Let me get back to the, just so you can see some of the exterior pictures of the house. This is a very simple 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Wisconsin that we completed about 3 weeks ago. It was only on the market for about 10 days. And we got an offer, an overprice, $1,500 over our list price offer on the home. And it's very nice. We had it professionally staged, of course, and we did a very nice job on the rehab. And we had about 25 showings in 10 days. And again, we had an over list price offer, $1,500 over list. And we'll net about $19,000, $20,000 in profit on this property. Here's some pictures of the kitchen. You can see how nice it looks staged. Now, we did some things we don't normally do, especially for a house at this price point. Number one, we did stage it. And number two, we did a virtual tour, which we hadn't done in the past, to give people a certain comfort level of how the home looks and feels inside and out before they came out to see it. But bottom line is, again, after 10 days, 25 showings, and I have coaching clients all over the country who are experiencing the same thing with their completed fix and flips. So just to kind of recap here, pro fix and flip investors, and I'll admit, when this all began, I was pretty nervous because I lived through the last housing market crash. But what I didn't take into account, and what a lot of so-called economic experts didn't think about or consider, is the fact that, number one, the housing market didn't cause this kind of economic crisis that we're in right now. And number two, there was a huge lack of supply of homes already. And then number three, that was exacerbated by the fact that because of these stay-at-home-in-place orders, people who are typically going to sell their house are keeping them off the market. So it's kind of a perfect storm for us fix and flip investors. So if you're in the middle of a rehab right now and you're worried about it, I wouldn't be too worried about getting your house to sell because, again, inventory levels are so low. And number two, if you're sitting on the sidelines kind of waiting around hoping that you can get garage sale prices on deals, on properties, distressed properties from motivated sellers, or you're just waiting around hoping that some good news will change, you know what? Forget about it. It's time to get in the game. It's time to acquire and start fixing and flipping houses, because it's actually never been a better time, again, because of all the pent-up demand for fully remodeled homes, especially homes that are vacant, that don't have somebody living in them and that are nicely staged and remodeled. So that's pretty much all I got. If you're looking for some help with this, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, if you're watching this video on YouTube, click on the link in the description and you can watch a training that I do, a webinar training I do on this. And if you're watching on Facebook or somewhere else, look for a link in the comment section or somewhere there, and you can sign up for that web class. So that's pretty much all I've got here for today. I'm Marty Boardman with Fix and Flip Hub. Thanks for watching.